question's related to the last one.
Yeah.
The first time you realized that you were being typecast, how did you handle it, and how did you sort of get over that?
Well, it's really weird. You can't do anything about it. You can complain to your friends about it, but you never, ever complain to the people you work with about it. Lucy Christian has my favorite quote about being an actor. This job is dependent on people liking you, which is tough for a guy like me, because I have no opinions, obviously, on anything, and don't share them. But if you look like you're ungrateful for work, then chances are you won't work a lot. So you have to just say thank you, and then find ways. Somebody's getting hit. Is everybody okay over there? You have to find ways to show that you're able to do other things, whether that's invite people to stage productions that you're doing, or I know when I first started working at Funimation, nobody knew that I had been doing, when I first came up, in fact, here's something that I've never told anybody this. Guess who tried 4 times to audition for Full Metal Alchemist and was never allowed to audition? Guess who made 3 specific trips to Dallas just to audition and wasn't allowed? Because no one knew I was an actor. They thought I was Monica's little fanboy friend. And I'm like, I've been having leads and shows at ADV for years, because I'd been working at ADV for probably 5 or 6 years at that point. But nobody knew I was an actor. So when I finally did get my first role in, I think it was Spiral was my first real role for Funimation, first memorable role. The first thing I did is just made a disc of different voices that I've played, and included my Cirque du Soleil audition at the end to show that not only can I sing, but I can sing like a little girl too. So, yeah, it's crazy. Nobody ever believes it's me. They're like, that's not your voice. I'm like, oh, that's totally me. If I play the real one, you actually hear me say my phone number at the beginning of it. Obviously, that's cut out of the one that I play at conventions occasionally. But by the way, that phone number on my Facebook is not my real phone number. Feel free to call it. It's good for a laugh, but it's not my phone number. I would never be that stupid. But yeah, you find other ways to tell people you're good at things, and a lot of actors invite their directors to shows they're doing or things like that, like stage plays. The one common mistake that people make when they're thinking about us is they think that just because we're successfully working on shows that we stop doing other performance types, and that's not true. Johnny's band continues to play. I still do theater when it's possible. I still do a lot of music stuff. So we never stop performing. Just because you're working on a show during the day doesn't mean you can't work on a play at night or something like that. And so a lot of people will invite directors to come see them and say hey, look, I can stretch. I can do this role. So, yeah. So that was a good question. Yeah?
Hi. First off, I wanted to thank you for always repeatedly making time in your schedule to come to Aikon.
Oh, I love this city, dude. You can ask anyone that works here. I love this city. I absolutely love the city. And I take great pride. When I was in Toronto and they were like, wait, you DJ'd in Winnipeg? I'm like, yeah, that's a pretty rocking show. And then they got upset, so then they wanted me to play there this year. There was a big snafu, and I ended up playing in a locked room for 20 people. So I can't wait to say, oh yeah, Winnipeg's rave was way better than y'all's again. I love kind of because the thing is, this is a really cool town. You the Fringe Festival, and all the people that I know from Winnipeg are super aces. So I love coming here. I'd way rather do this than I don't know, some show. I shouldn't say that in California. Did I say that? I didn't say that, did I? But yeah, thanks for having me. I love it here.
Yeah, I think you were one of the first guests we had, and you keep coming back, so I think
I love it.
One of the best as well.
Yeah, thanks.
And so to my question, on that note, I know you go to a lot of conventions. Do you have what's a memorable Winnipeg Aikon memory for you?
Wow.
Besides the
so
crazy...
yeah, no, not that. We can't talk about that. That was the night panel.
Yeah, okay.
Well, wow, most memorable. I can't pick a most memorable. I think the coolest thing about Aikon is people that I meet at this show. And it's not, I don't get a new best friend every time I come here, but every year I at least make one friend that continues to stay my friend throughout the next year. And my buddies, I don't know if you'll sound my buddies, Chris and Nigel, it's pretty hard to miss them. They're the other 2 guys with colored hair, which is so funny. I was I like we're the colored hair mob. But my friend Andrew, this cat, where did he go? He disappeared. This cat goes, went to the, what, you went where?
He went to get his friend.
Oh, okay. my buddy that's wearing his Pride Superman cape. There's a great picture of us just sitting out next to the trash cans last year just talking about Anime Network, and I just think the people are the coolest thing here. Like, I meet people and I remember them, and the show's not so big that you feel like, there's some shows that we go to in the States that are like, 25 to 36,000 people, and you just really can't connect to anybody when there's that many people. And like, as crazy as that autograph session just seemed, nothing compared to a stupid like thousand people session where people are telling you not even to talk. They're like, no talking, just sign. I'm like, yo, dude, I'm an adult. I'll sign my name however I like, And they're like, no, you're never gonna get to this line. I'm like, you made these people wait in line for my autograph for 4 hours. I'm gonna say, hey, how's it going? Did you have a good day? So this con is just the right size. It's big enough so it's fun, but it's small enough that I can still meet people and just chill and hang out with people in the lobby, or sit by the trash cans and have a conversation. And so like that's my most memorable thing. Like, I mean, I love Wild Planet. Obviously love Tim Hortons. I have my swimming trunks, because I'm a little doughy boy, so I'm self-conscious about my body. I have my swim trunks are blue and white, and my shirt that I wear is my Tim Hortons Camp Day shirt from this year. So like, I'm mad. I love people that know what Tim Hortons is. They're like, what is that? I'm like, oh. You've done it to an addiction you can't afford. Stop it there. But I love it. Like, there's really no one memorable thing. I enjoyed playing the dance last year because it was really cool, because that's what I do a lot. I work staff for 3 conventions in the States. Like, on top of being a guest and a DJ, I'm also in charge of stuff, which makes me certifiably crazy. But that's what I do at a lot of the big shows that I work for, like Anime Boston and OhioCon. I'm in charge of these massive, like, 4,000 to 5,000 person raves where to me, it's just cool to do something that I see so many people having a good time at. And like, I don't know if I'm like you, but like, I didn't particularly want to go to a dance at my high school. I thought most of those people sucked. So like being able to dance and have fun with my friends, where I was comfortable and whatever. I love being able to facilitate that. I'm an actor. I work with my mouth. I know you can't believe it. But like to see that, and like even at OhioCon now we do a formal dance, like the ball that they have here, and people argue with me forever, and they're like, that's stupid, nobody's gonna get dressed up. And like, with the first year we did it, we had like 300 or 400 people, and I was like, there is a lady dressed like Snow White dancing with a Heartless. You tell me this is not working. I like that. It's like our nerd prom. I'd much rather have nerd prom than like stupid prom. That's fun. And then there's nerd rave too, which I already said is more fun than the Too Cool for School rave. So, or dance, not rave. But yeah, they call it not a rave at some shows. I think it's funny. But yeah, I think that's it. The people itself here, like, it's just a lot of fun. Yeah, that's a good question. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, Greg.
Hi.
I was wondering if you have any funny stories from when you worked at the law firm, and
So many.
And the other question I have is, if you could only choose one flavor of Timbit, what would it be?
You know, the Timbits I'm not real picky about. It's the actual donuts.
Actual donuts, what would tell me your favorite flavor of donut then?
Maple dip. I just noticed that it took all my self-control. There was a box of Tim's donuts, and it was like a variety pack. And Johnny always know, like, oh, Tim Hortons, and he was looking at the box. I was like, get that one, get that one. He's like, what is that? I was like, maple dip, get that one. So good. Like, get that one before I put my tongue on it. At Anime North, there's 2 Tim Hortons right in the parking lot of the hotel. There's a little drive-through one, and then there's a full service. And I would stumble out in my pajamas with my hair like slicked back and all looking, and like, I double extra sugar and 2 penny maple dips, yeah. And peach, is it peach passion peach, the peach drink?
Yeah.
I'd stick that in my refrigerator, and when I was super hot, I'd just chill, like chug that for all it's worth. And then someone told me about ice caps, which I never had, so that's a 3rd addiction now. F you, Starbucks. Starbucks They're like, it's nasty. It's like American beer. It is bad beer. Yeah, so that's, what was the other question? The Timbits was one.
Any funny stories?
Funny stories about the law firm. I think the funniest is when I was, I also worked ground crew for Cirque du Soleil when they were in town. Any of you have ever heard anything about the company itself? They always hire locally for each city they go to or travel to. And so by day, I was this little computer guy, this little, Sir Hats-a-Lot at the law firm. And then I would leave and like walk right across the parking lot and put on my Cirque du Soleil clothes and like be like an attendant at the VIP, which is like for the overprivileged rich people. They pay an extra $100 to, eat cheap hors d'oeuvres and us go, oh, well, see, this is this, and this is this, and this is a costume from this show. I was like, but the people would come over, and they're like a lot of the law firm guys, and they're there with their wives who are mean, like awful, overprivileged, mean white men. And they're just hateful to everyone they come across, and just awful. You see them with their wives and their kids at Cirque du Soleil, and they'll like totally make eye contact. They're like, "Oh crap, that's Ayres." And I'm like, "Welcome to Cirque du Soleil," blah 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 blah. They're like, "Oh, this is my wife Janet." Like suddenly they're this nice person. I'm like, "What happened to you? Where's that intellectual properties lawyer?" But I enjoyed being there because I realized something. When you work for a law firm, there's people, there's evil, hateful lawyers. Not to paint all of them with the same brush, because there's a lot of lawyers that do a lot of good, that work pro bono to like overturn bad decisions and stuff like that. And there are good lawyers. It's like saying all cops are bad. It's not true. There's some good cops too. It's true because people like to blanket brush things, but. The one thing that what happens to you when you work in a law firm is that there's a hierarchy of power that no one questions anything a lawyer does, and especially a partner. A partner is like as close to God as you can get. And so you fear these people, and they're allowed to speak to you any way they want, scream at you, and whatever, and you just take it because that's the way it works. It takes working somewhere else to know that once they step outside of that building, they have no power. And like, I love the idea that I could eject someone from the Gran Chapiteau because they were being a jerk.
Nice.
Just because I was like, oh yeah, I know that guy's taking pictures. And I never did it, but I was like, hey, these guys that totally make my life miserable during the day suddenly have no power because they're not in this one building where everything is theirs. So it was weird. It's a weird, imagine me in a law firm. It's so weird, dude. It's so weird. But I'm good at finding people. Just ask someone. I can find almost anybody on the internet. So, but yeah, that was what I did. I just burped into the microphone. I can't believe that. Wow, classy. I haven't even had lunch. Maybe it's just blanks. It's just my stomach saying, hey, it's time. So yeah.